Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm coming before you today to tell you all that yes, I had what is known as the coronavirus or COVID-19. Weird. Everybody's thought on it is like, oh my God, stay away from him. Oh God, you had the corona. Oh my God. I'm here to give you my take. I'm here to explain to you what I felt. I'm here to explain to you what I think. Now, many of you won't agree with me. Many of you know my take on a lot of the things that are dealt within the coronavirus, and it's still being studied. It's still trying to be understood. We don't know the full details or the full take of the coronavirus. We really don't. We don't know how it started. We do, but we don't know how it started. We don't know where it came from. We don't know what the full aspects of it are scientifically or medically. There are symptoms that people are having. There are things that doctors will tell you that will happen if you catch it or if you are to come in contact with it. But we still don't know fully. We're still learning. Now, I understand that certain medical conditions, a lot of people have different symptoms. A lot of people react differently. That's understandable because that's a very important factor as far as a scientific factor when it comes to any virus or any condition that certain people will catch. And that's fine. And I understand this has affected people differently. Now, we understand and we believe that it came from China, right? Like everybody's like, oh, it came from China somewhere. It came from the Chinese government. It came from the Chinese science labs. Their people started it. I don't believe that. But for me, this is what happened. I caught it, I believe, on a Sunday evening. I probably caught it before that. But the symptoms truly started for me on a Sunday evening, and the major symptoms lasted for about 4 or 5 days. A lot of the head pressure of all the drainage and the sinuses and the headache that when somebody feels like somebody's squeezing your head. And then, of course, all the sinus issues with all the congestion and all the buildup and the feeling in your chest of when you get a cold. The headaches. A lot of the headaches will come with headaches, and of course, a fever. And then you, at times, can receive, or will have symptoms of nausea. Like it was really rough nausea. It wasn't just normal, and I didn't puke at all. But still nausea. Like whenever I moved or motion, like I'm almost motion sickness. And then, of course, yes, I lost my sense of taste and my sense of smell. It was rough, it sucked, but I lost it. Nonetheless, a lot of these things are flu-like symptoms, and it was very, very flu-like. Now, again, a lot of the people who are listening, a lot of people who will watch this, a lot of people who I've had discussions with on this are going to say, no, I've had, my family members die of it. I've had my family members pass away. I've had friends that have lost their lives. And that's understandable. But here's why this is weird to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a spleen. I don't have an immune system like you have. I could die of something stupid like the common cold. I really could. I don't have that the insides to fight that off like a normal human being does. Mine ruptured. So for me, if this is so bad, if this virus is so bad, if it should have killed, and again, I understand like some people react differently. I get that. But if the coronavirus, COVID-19 was so bad, the one person it should have killed, it did not, and that's me. Like I should have died. Like if this is truly what the government, with the people who have caught it, or people who have seen certain scenarios with family members and friends, if it is truly as bad as they're making it to be, why didn't I pass away? I'm looking at it as a blessing from God for me, because I truly believe God has blessed me with another beautiful day every single day that I wake up. But I still didn't die. And I feel like that eats at me. It Every symptom, every feeling, every bit of it felt like the flu. And I've had the flu many times. And if you ask anybody who knows me, anybody who's been around me, family members, friends, coworkers, I get sick a lot, and I've been sick on many occasions. For me, I truly believe that this virus it started as a strand of the flu. I believe the government took a strand of the flu. I don't know what strand, you pick one, but I believe they took one and they evolved it. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that they took it and they created something much stronger. Something that they believed was going to thin the herd, right? In every nation, not just here in America. It was multiple nations. Who cares where it started? Well, you can say it started in China, but you better believe that multiple different governments. Have you ever heard of the United Nations? I believe these guys sat down, had a discussion about how to thin the herd, and they created a very vicious virus. And this conversation could have been had 20 years ago, and none of us known about it. But nonetheless, I believe that they sat down and came up with a stronger strand that they thought was going to thin the herd a lot more than what it actually did. They didn't expect the outcome that it did. They didn't expect the lesser death rate. They expected it to be much worse. They didn't expect so many people to get beyond it and to get through it and to be able to fight it off. They didn't expect it. And again, everybody knows my take on the government. Everybody has their own opinion. A lot of people will call me crazy. A lot of people will pick at me. But again, I fought off this most vicious and vile virus that everybody speaks of, that everybody talks about, that is God fearing. Like, this is the end of all, right? I didn't have the shot, and I will not get the shot. I am not vaccinated. I have my regular vaccines, but I did not get the coronavirus vaccine, and I fought it off like a normal person. The major part of the illnesses lasted about a week. I want to say it lasted about a full week. Honestly, yeah. And it beat me up more than a normal flu would, or like a flu would. It beat you down. It put you down. It really sucks. Like, you don't want to get out of bed. At times you don't want to move a whole lot. You just want to relax. Even on the days where you are moving and you're getting up, cleaning house, you're doing whatever, it still beats you down, makes you feel more weak, and it wears on you. But I got beyond that, and I was still doing things. I was still being active. I was still going about and moving about and doing whatever I could. I still got a workout, and 2 weeks later got a workout in a day, and I feel great. But nonetheless, it was something that was much stronger. It was something that again, they expected to do way more damage. Something that they didn't expect us to fight off or catch on to. So, with that being said, I want you all to understand, I'm not like some woke conspiracy theorist, and in my opinions may lead you to believe that that's what that is, and it may be defined into that, right? But if we don't wake up and look around at what's going on, don't get me wrong, I always preach on look at what you have, look at your blessings, look at the things around you that you can truly enjoy every single day. But if we don't wake up as a whole, as a people, and recognize what's being done to us, or what's being said to us as a lie, or what's being done to us as a punishment, or as a people that are against us, they're against us. They're doing things that cost us more than it costs them. If we don't wake up and recognize the pattern of them doing these things day in and day out, saying these things day in and day out, and making us look like fools every single day, eventually we are going to fall into that hole that people so so much fear and that they talk about so much, we're going to fall into that hole and we're not going to be able to get back out. And they're going to leave us hanging high and dry when that happens. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be catastrophic. And we have done it to ourselves because we sit at home every single day and we listen to these clowns tell us how it should be or what we should do or how we should handle this when we know what we're doing. We're not stupid. We're just blinded. Ladies and gentlemen, the coronavirus is the flu. It's a flu. I caught it. It made me sick. It beat me up. I had every symptom of a flu-like virus. That's what it was. And here I sit, healthy as an ox, got a good workout in today, made dinner, cleaned up the house, helped tend to the kids, without a spleen, without something to fight off those viruses. I don't have an immune system like you do. And I'm still here. So let that sink deep into your brain. Please just think about it. And at the end of the day, when you catch on, even if you try to go beyond that point where it starts to click, when you try to ignore and you're like, forget it, who cares? Let it click. And when it clicks, remember what I'm telling you. We're being lied to. You have nothing to fear. What you have to fear is somebody trying to put you down. Is somebody trying to take away from you with something that they know that is man-created, something that they know wasn't going to work in the first place, and they did everything they could just to thin the herd. You can't believe a lie, but you can see the truth. Wake up and go get it.